Hello, parents. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I will be going over physical development in children's ages birth through 4 years of age. Here we have our table of contents. Section 1, we will be describing the domain, in which case it is physical development. In Section 2, we will be discussing the importance of this domain. Section 3 will be warning signs parents should be looking for with their children. And Section 4 will be activities that parents can do at home in order to promote physical development within their children. To begin our presentation, I wanted to start off with one of my favorite quotes, and it is by Jean Piaget. It is with children that we have the best chance of studying the development of logical knowledge, mathematical knowledge, physical knowledge, and so forth. I believe this quote was written since children are constantly growing and developing and learning. So I agree that it is best with them that we can learn about how humans develop and why we grow to be who we are. Section 1 is the description of physical development. Physical development includes both the growth and the ability to use muscles and body parts to complete certain tasks. Children ought to learn a set of skills by a certain age. These are referred to as developmental milestones. Gross and motor skills contribute to physical development. So, not many of us may know what fine motor skills are, so I went ahead and I included a description of it. Fine motor skills is referred to as the small muscle groups such as hands, wrists, fingers, and toes. These are generally the tasks that help us when we are using scissors to cut something or a pen to write something. Gross motor skills refers to large muscle groups such as coordinating of arms, legs, and other large body parts. This is typically what helps us ride bikes, run, jump. Early physical skills develop through regular movement and activity. Each child will develop physical skills at their own pace, and like all areas of development, each individual child will show strengths and abilities in different areas. Moving along, we are in section 2, which we will be discussing the importance of physical development for future health. Babies and young children undergo rapid and wide-changing physical and physiological development in their early years, which contribute to their future health and well-being. It is very important, parents, to make yourselves known of the warning signs as your child is developing and to always consult your pediatrician if you believe there is something concerning. The second is linked to cognitive development. Physical development contributes to cognitive development. As children move and explore the world, they learn about the properties of objects and their own capacities. Children are always moving around, touching, feeling, and while we believe that children are just walking or moving or just being very, very excited, they are actually, in fact, learning on their own, and they are learning about different textures and cause and effect even if we do not see it. Good habits. In the early years, children are establishing patterns of activity which will affect their whole future. If activity and healthy eatings are established early on, good habits tend to remain. So definitely it is very important for when your child is of a younger age to introduce them to healthy eating habits so that later on in life they maintain them and they can be the healthiest they can possibly be. Fourth, we have social skills. It is widely believed that physical development can also help with the development of personal and social skills such as self-confidence, interaction, taking turns, and getting along with others, and so on. One of the best forms of activities that children can engage in order to develop physically, it is play, going to the playground, interacting with others. So it is very, very common for social skills to also develop while the child is developing the physical skills, since most of the time that they are playing, other children are involved and they must learn skills such as interacting, taking turns, and getting along as previously stated. Third section, we have warning signs. These are warning signs that parents should be looking out for when they are observing their children at home or in public settings. The first one is delayed rolling over, sitting, or walking. If your child is already about a year old and they are not sitting on their own or even attempting to walk, this is a red flag and should definitely be consulted with the pediatrician for them to take further action. Two is poor head or neck control. If your child is about 6 months old and the child cannot lift their head, again, this is concerning to a parent. Section 3 is muscle stiffness or floppiness. 4 is speech delay. The child is not attempting to um, talk to the parent or make any sounds. 5 is swallowing difficulty. The child has trouble when breastfeeding or during feeding times. And the last one is body posture is limp. The child cannot go straight. When sitting, they are always going forward. So again, these are just a few of the warning signs for children or for parents when observing their children. As previously stated, we spoke a little bit about developmental milestones, and here are the milestones of a child. So as you can see here, for the first 6 months of a child's life, the child should be copying sounds, begin to sit without support, likes to play with others, responds to its own name, start stringing vowels along, a, e, I, o, u. And this is a great example of a simple checklist that when you are observing your children, you can just go ahead and check it off. So it's a great way to track your child's development. 6 months or a year old uses simple gestures, copies gestures, responds to simple spoken requests, says mama, and pulls up to stand. The child at this age is already attempting to stand or walk. 18 months old, says several single words. They can walk by themselves. Plays simple pretend, points to show others something interesting, and knows what ordinary things are for. For example, a phone is to speak, a brush is to brush your hair out, and a spoon is to feed. If your child is already 18 months old and they are not even sitting on their own, please consult your pediatrician. By 2 years of age, the child should point at things or pictures when they're named, get excited when they see other children, and they can kick a ball. Again, when kicking a ball, this is where your gross motor skill comes out. They need the large muscle of the leg in order to kick the ball. At 3 years old, a child should copy adults and friends, carry conversations with 2 to 3 sentences, climb well, show affection, and plays make believe. And lastly, 4 years old, a child hops and stands on one foot for 2 seconds, would rather play with other children than alone, tell stories, and play cooperatively. Please, if you believe that your child has shown some of the warning signs, do not feel alone. Here are some resources for parents. The first one, please do your research as previously stated. When trying to determine if your child is displaying any warning signs, parents should begin by consulting American Academy of Pediatrics. This will be a great starting point as it will let you know what to be looking forward when observing your child. If after consulting the American Academy of Pediatrics you believe your child may be developmentally delayed, please consult your pediatrics as they will have more information as to what are the correct steps. And they will also discuss things that you should be observing at home. Lastly, if a pediatric doctor has determined that your child may be at risk for developmental delays, The child will be able to receive physical therapy or occupational therapy or even speech and language therapy, depending on where they are exhibiting signs of delay. And fourth section, here we will go over activities that will promote physical development in the home. Before we start the section, I wanted to say one last quote, and it is, "There is only one thing more precious than our time, and it is who we spend it with," by Leo Christopher. Activity 1 is family walks. Alternate walks, running, jogging, and marching. While going on these walks, families can play I Spy or start a collection of feathers or leaves as a diversion while you walk. Indoors led a parade with musical instruments or flags. Parents can also take walks on grass, beaches, and boardwalks. Having children walk on different surfaces can help them improve their balance. This is very important if while walking you do decide to play a game of I Spy and start a collection. It will be a great activity to follow up once you get to the home, and you can have the children categorize the feathers or the leaves by color, size, or any other way you wish to categorize it. Activity 2 is dance parties. Expose your children to different styles of music. Playing musical instruments boost physical development too. And join in on the fun. You can take time to freeze dance or play until they get tired. This is a great activity to do. It promotes fine motor skills and gross motor skills as well. Activity 3 is art. Help your children draw a village with sidewalk chalk. Use sticks to trace letters in dirt outside or indoor flour and corn mill. You can use this on the counter and have them use their fingers to write their names or write letters. This will help promote fine motor skills since they will be using their fingers. You can also have children use scissors to cut paper, again, fine motor skills, and children can make their names out of Play-Doh. For the fourth activity, we have traffic safety. The parent would cut 3 circles from colored paper, one red, one yellow, and one green. Label the circle stop, the red circle stop, the yellow circle slow, and the green circle go. One child is chosen to be the traffic light, and they will hold up the green circle, the yellow circle, and the red circle in turn. The other children will move forward when go is held up, slow down when slow is held up, and freeze when stop is held up. Take advantage of this fun activity to also teach your children about traffic safety. This is another great way where children can not only boost their physical development as well as their social skills. Parents, thank you so much for staying for my presentation. I hope this was beneficial to you all. And as always, if anything is of concern, please consult your pediatrics. Thank you and have a beautiful day.